Welcome to the 5th episode of Your Time on the Run, the Hunted Series 8 podcast from Reality TV Warriors. My name is Michael Harmstone, and joining me as always is my fellow Brit who often calls fugitives off air monumental bellends, Anthony Williams.
Hello.
And the lady whose daughters share her personality traits, but she wouldn't go on the run with either of them, Michelle Fitzdedovan.
I actually said that about one of my girls last week, and I went, "Oh, I like that. You've got that same sort of personality."
It's
so
good to know
weird.
what your children are like. The fact you wouldn't trust them on the run.
Yeah, well, it was something about Survivor. We were watching Survivor together, and I already had said something. Why aren't they doing this instead of this? And then she said, "They should be doing. What are they doing? They should be doing that." And I thought, "Oh, you are my child."
She go, Mum, they're so stupid.
Yes.
Have you had good weeks?
Yeah,
it's been all right. It's been okay.
Good. Nothing interesting?
No, nothing. I've had a quiet week, which is quite nice. I've not had a gig this week, so yeah, very, very busy next week. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Fun. Anyway, Hunted. So previously, the remaining 9 were given the opportunity to collect a dead drop of £10,000 in the Library of Birmingham, but only Shaq and Chris went for the cash. Shaq was the first to claim it, but revealed his location to the hunters, leaving Chris as an unwitting sitting duck as he searched for the book. And eventually, Chris does find the empty book in the library and the message saying his location has been revealed. And JP confirms there are no fugitives in the library.
Yeah, how far apart do we think this is?
10-15 minutes probably, I reckon.
Yeah, it's close-ish, isn't it? Feels like it.
I think it's one of the rare times of Hunted actually telling the truth about how close they were. I don't think they were far apart at all.
Not at all. Oh, my days.
So Chris finds the empty book and a message saying his location's been revealed, as I said, and then Shaq has arranged his escape using new associates Mo and Jane.
I think I've met Mo.
Of course you have, because you have a connection to someone in every episode.
I know, it's really weird. I'm not sure exactly. I'm sure he works for Toby Carvery. I'm sure I've trained him.
Wow,
that is a very niche link.
I know. I think he manages one of the Toby Carverys in and around Birmingham. So there you go.
So Chris finds there's no back exit and has to leave by the front, and Ray asks for CCTV on anything that moves, and he heads down the canal to change his appearance. By change his appearance, he of course means changes his hat and removes his scarf.
I mean, that'll do it, won't it? That's good enough, right? I mean, he had he's the master of disguise. He had a beekeeper's hat on 10 minutes ago. Come on. How on earth are they ever going to find him?
Yeah, I don't think we got into this in episode 4 really as much as we should have, but a beekeeper's hat is not a disguise.
Yep.
It's great. I love this stuff.
And it's not Hunted if we don't spend a trip down to the canals at some point.
Well, yeah.
Absolutely. Canals are obligatory, and there are a lot of canals in Birmingham, so there you go.
So they get CCTV of Chris at Birmingham New Street earlier. They won't willfully split, and Ray reckons that Stee is waiting somewhere for him to return to, and they try and backtrack to find Stee. And I am pretty sure, because at this point we hadn't recorded episode 4 where we'd worked out what the start date actually was, that there is a visible date on that CCTV.
Was that? I didn't see it.
Yeah, there's definitely a non-blurred date on that CCTV. I meant to go back and double check what it was, but I'm pretty sure we can work out that it's the 13th from that.
And you're slipping.
I
know. The problem is, this episode and next episode, I watched live with Channel 4. So I didn't have my usual pausing and rewinding and going up to the telly and going, is that a date? Like I normally do. HQ also gets CCTV of Shaq getting into a vehicle outside the library, and they get the registered owner's details, and it hits an ANPR camera. Shaq says he'd class himself as smart, he's always thinking outside of the box. And Mo and Jane call a contractor of theirs called Luke, but HQ get the phone details and the cell site data, and Team Golf are 2 minutes behind.
Yeah, I thought this was a really good moment for Shaq, because we know there are essentially 2 winner edits in Hunted, right? There is the skipping through fields edit, and there is the this guy's really getting under my skin, we're definitely going to catch him. Meanwhile, seeing lots of footage of him going, I'm here for the win. So, I don't know. I'm feeling a lot more confident about Shaq than I was a couple of episodes back.
Yeah, same here. I think it's very interesting that Shaq's fate seems to be tied with one of the HQ hunters in the form of Giles.
Mm.
Giles seems to be point man on Shaq constantly now.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's something we've not seen before, of sort of a very almost personal vendetta from an HQ hunter.
Yeah, and I like it when they get under the hunter's skin, because it usually works out well.
And it makes especially the HQ people say stupid things,
Yep.
which I'm about to comment on as soon as you get to it.
I also have to point out at this point, with Team Golf being introduced, there's 7 ground hunter teams.
Yeah, I know. They are starting to stack the odds a little bit here, aren't they?
Yeah. And do you know the reason there can't be 8?
Why?
Because if it was 8, there would have to be a Team India, and that would get very confusing because there's an HQ hunter called India.
Yes.
Who also, in the last week, has followed us. So hello, India.
Yeah, it would be good, wouldn't it? This is India to India. Go ahead, India.
Yeah.
There are now about 3 or 4 of the new hunters who have followed us on Instagram, I think.
Excellent.
And India is one of them. So Golf find the vehicle parts up, but it doesn't contain a fugitive, and bit of all right, Daisy is not happy about it.
Can I just say her hair is gorgeous this week?
That's probably why she got featured so much. She's like, I've had my hair done. Can you at least give me some footage this week?
Just muscled away in front of the cameras, just going, I look great this week.
She's on quite a bit.
She is. It's a very Daisy-centric episode.
You know who we've not seen for a while, and I don't think we've seen a replacement for yet, is Dr. Donna.
No, where's she gone?
I'm assuming she's not in HQ anymore because, Michelle's blood pressure's at a normal level again.
Yeah, I haven't had to say anything about her.
But there hasn't been a replacement that we've seen on screen.
No, we've got no psychologist. They've gone very much down the open source intelligence route, haven't they, rather than the psychology route.
I mean, our loyalty towards Doug makes that a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Makes us approve of it. But still, it's nice for Michelle to have a visceral enemy in HQ somewhere.
Oh, it's all right. We've got one coming up. Very, very shortly, you will say this sentence, and I will come in.
Okay. So they open Jane's phone and spot the picture of Shaq with the cash, and they also get the details of Luke, having spotted that she rang him twice. Giles gets CCTV of Chris.
Hang on. Let's go back.
Okay.
The photo.
Yes.
And in HQ, he says, let's wipe that smug smile off his face. No, he's not smug. He's not smug at all. He's just smiling because he's happy he's got some money. I'm sorry. I mean, she took a photo of him. It was a happy snap. There's no smugness. Get off your high horse. That's it.
Yeah, and also, it's not some money. It's the equivalent of 1 month's rent in London.
Yeah.
£10,000 is a ludicrous amount of money for anyone to have in their hands, especially in real money.
Oh, God, yeah, that would feel amazing.
Because as you well know from doing the occasional game show, Ant, even the quote-unquote real money that you'd have in a studio is usually just a couple of layers of the real notes and then paper.
Yeah. No, he's got actual bundles. He's got 10 bags, man.
Mm.
Hey, like many years ago, Tom sold a little boat he had. It was a speedboat that his dad had given him, and he sold it. And he sold it to maybe an unsavory type because he was paid in cash. I remember Tom having $10,000 in notes laid out on his bed at one point, and I'm like, what the hell? And he said, yeah, the guy paid me in cash. I'm like, oh my God, destroy all connections with this person.
You mean exactly like Shaq did in this episode?
Yeah. Yeah, but that was clean money. You don't know where this stuff came from.
Yeah, I mean, all jokes aside, there's probably a high amount of cocaine on at least most of those notes.
I was just thinking exactly the same thing. You probably could have doubled that.
Tom definitely helped them launder that money.
Oh, Jesus.
So, Giles gets CCTV of Chris at Sandwell and Dudley Station, and there's CCTV of Steve waiting there 10 minutes ago. And Team Charlie is sent out, and they are 2 minutes away. Now, I teased you guys with the way of working out the date based on this. And it's something I didn't even spot until I went back through this episode to try and find a banner for it. The way you can tell that this was at least the 13th of June is when we get the shot of Steve waiting at the station, there is a girl walking past in a cosplay.
And does she or does she not have a
She has a
samurai
sword.
sword
Yeah.
in her hand?
Yeah, she has a sword. You are correct.
Yes. I'm like, what? I rewound it. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah. I know for a fact that Birmingham Normal Comic Con is March and November. So I went and worked out what the convention was that would be in June, and the answer is Anime Con, which started on the 13th of June.
Right.
So that shot had to be at least the 13th of June. And given we know that halfway through the hunt was when the dead drop happened, and we know the start date was the 3rd, that has to be the 13th of June as a result.
Hey,
But I love how Steve says, I don't have Chris to tell me, you know, like what's happening in front of me. And I'm like, I don't think you want to know what's happening in front of you.
Yeah, there's a girl with probably a foam replica of a sword in front of you. Don't worry about it.
Oh, God.
So Chris gets to the station and tells Steve that they need to shift. They get on the next train, which is to Wolverhampton, and Golf have missed them by minutes.
Hey, scary stuff.
Yeah. They're closing in on Steve and Chris.
I did like the little line, Steve saying, I want to get to the end. It felt like a little bit of they snuck that one in under the radar.
So we get our status update on the rest of the teams. Andrew and Robin had the world's worst decoy. They were playing silly buggers and taking the piss out of the hunters. And talking of taking the piss, they are on a boat doing an Attenborough impression on the Thames.
Yeah, in classic Nick skipping through fields styley.
Yeah, I don't think we've had a escaping through fields edit since Nick, like Andrew and Robin's.
Oh god, no! They are 100% getting the Nick edit, and if they don't make it to the end, they get very, very close.
Yeah.
Sean and Marie popped up in Ipswich, but the drone didn't find anything, and they're in the middle of nowhere being spooked by a helicopter.
Having disappeared in a puff of vape smoke.
Yeah. Do you think it's interesting that Sean and Marie's locations are never confirmed? Because this is a trend now.
Yeah.
Everyone else gets a specific town, usually, or an area if it's something like Mamtol with Steve and Chris a few weeks ago. But Sean and Marie's is never on the screen. And I wonder whether it's just they don't know, even in the editing suite, where Sean and Marie were at that point.
Or is it that the only footage they've got of them is pretty much in the same location, and if they start peppering that they're in the same location in multiple episodes, people are going to go, I thought they had to move.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. Maybe they were still in Ipswich in that footage, and yeah, who knows?
Whilst I remember as well, I have an answer to one of Michelle's questions from a few weeks ago about what the hunters are wearing on their chest. So there is a very clean shot in episode 6, and it is walkie-talkie, chest strapped GoPro, and a GPS.
Right.
Are the 3 things that they have in the vests, I believe. It certainly looks like a GPS on the left-hand side. But presumably it's so that they can be given coordinates and not have to communicate with HQ as much and that sort of stuff. Or if they get lost. I did mean to tell you that last week, and I completely forgot about it, because I had clocked it in episode 6. I'm like, oh, that's a clean shot. I can tell Michelle about that.
Thanks.
So Dionne and Saffron have escaped Stansted twice. They are clever, driven women, and Abby wants to rumble some feathers. I did think that was a typo, but no, she genuinely said rumble.
No, she did genuinely say that. I mean, she meant to say ruffle, clearly, but rumble feathers. I like
rumble feathers. And they're eating chips again. Oh my god.
There's a lot of chips focus this episode.
Chips and dogs this series. Yep, they're getting a chippy, and they think the hunters will underestimate them. Dionne has 3 girls, all of whom have elements of her personality, but she wouldn't go on the run with either of the other 2.
And based on what we see later from Armani, she's absolutely right. God, did have lasted about 20 minutes. I think Armani would have just rung Hunter's HQ and said, oh, just to let you know, this is where we are right now.
Yeah, this is my live location, just in case you want it. You know.
Yeah. Oh, Armani.
Saffron said it scared her when she saw the hunters, but it lit a fire under her. However, she's missing her family and friends, and they need a morale boost.
In a wonderful little bit of foreshadowing. Yes. By the way, viewers, we've had a really lovely time, but we are missing our family now. Okay, I wonder what's going to happen in this episode.
Cleo uses open source investigation to look into them. She says they're a tight family and will be very protective of each other, and Alpha is sent to speak to eldest daughter Danica. The following day, there is a family get-together at her house, and they want to get there.
Just no. Why?
Just
Are you
don't. Just
ridiculous?
don't
You're
even.
pathetic people. No. Oh, God. Can't. Just can't.
I think there is an element of they get asked, "Oh, is there any events you want to go to while you're on the run?" Just out of interest, asking for a friend.
Yeah. I mean, we know they do have to make contact.
Yeah.
Yes,
with
they
their
can make
family at some
contact,
point.
but like the other guy did, do it the day before or the day after. Be clever.
I wonder whether there is a tactic in doing something like that, but dialing in from a hotel room, a nondescript hotel room or something.
Yeah. Just Zoom call them.
Yeah, let the hunters think that you're physically going to be there, and then have the family part, and you just see a tablet with you going, "Hiya!"
Oh God, if the hunters walked in, that would be so funny, wouldn't it?
Yeah, this is what I mean. I think that's the sort of trolling that someone needs to do at some point in Series 9. There's a family get-together, but, we don't need to physically be together there.
Yeah, and I have lots of dialogue. Lots of dialogue about, we're definitely going to see you at the party.
Yeah. Be great to hear from you at the party, wink, wink. And they borrow a phone to ring family friend Myron to take them there.
Please, after 8 series, please know that it doesn't matter what phone you're calling on if they're already monitoring the person receiving the call.
Like, why?
It just, it drives me mad.
Why? Why doesn't Michael get angry with this stuff? He just reads what's happening, and then we get angry.
Because I saved my anger for the fucking with the timeline from a few weeks ago. I edited that episode last night, and I was very, very angry.
Talking of timeline, did Danica say they've been on the run for 2 weeks at this point?
I think she did, yes.
I don't know what. I mean, 2 weeks is a vague thing, but when we get to the capture, can we talk about when we think that was?
Yeah, I think probably it wasn't much after the dead drop, being honest.
I think it could be the same day or thereabouts, but we'll have a chat when we get there.
Okay. So Paul and Charlotte visit Danica, and she hands over a phone. She says she's not seen them since they left 2 weeks ago, and it is 7:19 p.m. I think the leaving 2 weeks ago could be leaving for sequester 2 weeks ago, by the way.
Yeah, also true. Yeah, I mean, when we get to it later, there's only a couple of dates it could be, and I think you're probably right there.
It's an unspoken thing that they don't acknowledge the Sequesterville time, but we know it's about 2 or 3 days from Rob telling us. Paul says they'd rather go to the grave than give up anything, but Charlotte spotted a chat that mentioned the party the following day at 1 p.m. And India reviews the phone records of Shaq's associates who helped him escape, and she identified a lady called Evelyn who lives with Luke, and her car is bringing ANPR cameras towards Knutsford on the M6 North.
Yeah.
Finally, Shaq gets out of the southeast.
I know.
That's all I have to say.
I know. It's terrible geography. He has to look on the map where he's going.
He just thinks he's on the way to Sydney. It's a 24-hour drive.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Evelyn and Luke are taking him to the Lake District towards Windermere, and he says he spends the majority of his time in South London, so his geography is terrible. However, people think that he's charming.
And if he was a jerk seasoning, he'd describe himself as sweet. I don't think that's jerk chicken, mate. I think you're thinking of popcorn.
And Luke gets him some food from the service station, presumably because he doesn't know about the £10,000 in unmarked bills that is currently in Shaq's bag.
Yes.
Yeah, I've not clocked that. It's like, do you want me to buy you some food? Shaq's like, yeah, cheers,
Yeah,
thanks, mate.
HQ get the ping on Luke's bank card just northwest of Kendal. The vehicle hits an ANPR camera near Windermere, and HQ think he's going to use the 10k to stay somewhere nice. If they can work out where he's bedding down, they can get one step ahead of him.
But they also said that using his money would be his downfall. But why? You don't get a ping when he uses his money, so why would it be his downfall?
Knowing the Lake District as I do, I suspect a young black man with £10,000 worth of £50 notes is probably going to stand out in the Lake District.
Yeah, but
Just a little
it's
bit.
not as though the hotel then reported that there's a black man with lots of cash.
The hotel wouldn't.
No.
The rest of the punters might.
Oh, jeez.
Bear in mind, probably 2-3 months ago, there was a protest in the Lake District about a mosque being built, Michelle.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think given what we know about Shaq's feelings about being in the metropolis known as Ashford, I don't think there would be much difference with the Lake District necessarily.
He's going to be fairly memorable.
Yeah, especially carrying around 2 bricks of £50 notes.
Is it really? Isn't the Lakes District very Anglo-Saxon, sort of white?
Yeah.
It's getting more diverse, but it's traditionally very white Anglo-Saxon,
right?
Because it's very rural. As a general rule, the more rural you go in the UK, the more white the area is.
Yeah, same for Australia.
On the Shaq spending his cash thing, do you think he had to spend some of it?
It wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, and that's fine because it's not as though it's on a card.
Yeah. Do you think there was a caveat that if you take this money, you do have to spend a bit of it? Because I think my inclination, if I got the dead drop, would be to not spend a penny of it. Yes, you have the £10,000 burning a hole in your pocket. Yes, you have it as a rainy day fund. But I would not go anywhere near a luxury hotel, at least. I mean, obviously, generally I would, but a McDonald's hotel is very, very nice.
Yeah, and it is literally the first thing he does as soon as he gets the cash is he goes and spends some in a luxury hotel. So it does feel a little bit like maybe they said, oh, by the way.
Yeah.
But would you be happy to just spend some on a 3-star?
Oh, God, yeah. I'd get in the most nondescript hotel I could possibly find.
Yeah. I think my strategy would be continue exactly as you are. It's the same idea as if you win the lottery. You don't tip people off. You maybe treat yourself occasionally, but you don't tip people off because then people come looking for money and you draw attention to yourself.
Oh no, I'd be in a travel lodge. I'd be 2 days travel lodge, next travel lodge.
Yeah, if you're 2 weeks into the hunt or 11 days or whatever at this point, getting friends and family to buy you hotels or whatever, I would do exactly the same thing and then tell them after the hunt that you've won the 10 grand or won the 10 grand plus whatever you share of the final prizes. I think it's a not great idea to start spending that £10,000 unless you actually can't take it with you. If you can't take it with you, obviously you spend as much as you can. But if that money is still yours after the hunt, regardless, as we suspect it is, you keep it all. Like 10 grand can do a lot of good for people.
I agree.
I mean, you get almost that in a cash builder if you're good at the chase, but like 10 grand can do a lot of good. I would be very, very tempted, even though my natural inclination is to go to nice hotels and stuff generally. I think I would have to play against type and just go, no, I'm not going to spend a penny of it unless I'm told to.
Yeah. I think there's a good chance that, knowing what we know about this show, there's a good chance that the producers said, look, it's going to make really good footage. Try and spend it somewhere.
Yeah. I think he was probably told to spend a bit of it, but spending a bit of it on a very nice hotel near the lakes, paying £160 a night in cash, which, I mean, doesn't seem terrible to me, to be honest, for the quality of the hotel anyway. And it presumably wasn't off-season because it was June. Yeah, spending that much money probably isn't a wise idea necessarily. But his whole thing is, drawing the hunters close and then running off, isn't it? So
yeah, and it's worked so far.
Yeah, I don't know. I side-eyed going to the lakes and paying for a nice hotel a little bit. I would probably stay in a nondescript B&B if I'm going to go to the lakes.
Although it wouldn't be a bad move to go and look like you're checking in a posh hotel.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then walk out the back door and find somewhere else.
The only problem is the hunters know the area you're in, then definitely. They know you're in Windermere or whatever.
Yeah, but they knew he was in Croydon.
Yeah, arguably the CCTV coverage is probably going to be a lot less at Windermere than in Croydon. But still, they can work out a direction of travel. I don't know that decoy would work necessarily like Dionne and Saffron's.
No.
However, McDonald's hotels, very, very nice. Used to be the case when I worked in Manchester that our Christmas dinner would be at the McDonald's Hotel at Piccadilly.
Very good.
Very, very posh hotels. So yeah, he heads for a hotel in Spa and asks if he can have a room. It's a McDonald's hotel and it costs him 160 quid. He asks for a Lakeview room with access to the spa and he thinks it's going to be hard for them to find him. And he relaxes on the bed, covered in £50 notes.
This is what reminded me of Tom.
Yeah. The interesting thing here as well is that this is the first confirmation that he's married. He calls her his wife.
Yeah, he
rather than his
does.
partner.
Yeah.
It's the first time that anyone has referred to her as anything other than his partner. However, it's not. There's CCTV of him in Windermere, and they get another glimpse of him in the hotel lobby, and Ashley calls him a monumental bellend.
Why? Why? Just because he's smiling? Why?
Because when they get antagonised, it makes it all the more satisfying when he gets away.
I know, but I'm
why.
sorry, she is being pathetic for calling him a name when he didn't do anything wrong, and he's not being stuck up, and he's not being smug. He's just smiling. He's smiling, woman. My God,
And I
he's
think
not
we
a
found the new
bell
Dr
end.
Donna.
You're the bell end.
And I think in future episodes we might have to mention Ashley a bit more.
I think so. I like it.
I just hate people calling people names for no reason. Don't call people name. Jesus.
Rage bait Ashley, as she's now known.
Yes.
Anyway, the arsehole hunters admire the hotel and say it's like a castle.
Yes. Please.
There are 106 rooms and only one team to catch him. And they send Pembe in plain clothes as she's not known, and they try and find out where he is, and JP will be ready to strike when she finds out.
I do like this receptionist. He's awesome.
Yeah, I like the first receptionist as well. She's just like, yeah, what do you want to give me cash on? that spa's lovely. And Shaq wants to move straight away and asks the receptionist to book him a cab from the underground car park. And Pembe heads into the lobby, is deeply unsubtle, pretends that Shaq is her boyfriend, and asks about where he's staying. Subtle.
Yeah. And then she says, if I show you a photo, and he's like, nope, not seen anyone like that. And you can clearly see on the phone, there is no photo on the screen. It's just the call in progress.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you doing?
Also, she really looked like she was some jilted girlfriend who wanted to find a boyfriend who was cheating on her. And I'm like, you can't ask these questions. What are you doing?
I do quite like that every single year they just go, which new hunter could we use as an undercover operative? Because Pembe's done it twice now. She did it at the holiday park as well. She was the other pretend lover with Terminator Craig.
Yeah.
He didn't book under his own name, apparently, and the receptionist backs him up, presumably because of GDPR and other fun things.
Yeah, absolutely. He can't give that personal information away.
And Shaq realises he didn't ask how long the cab will be, and JP doesn't spot him as he gets in it.
Yeah. Handy that it kept raining all morning that day. Because I thought, as soon as I saw Shaq in the reception, I thought, this is early morning. There's no one around. And if it was any later than about 6:30, 7 o'clock, there's going to be people milling around having breakfast. So that is early, I reckon.
I wonder what time the hunt started that day. Because Shaq wouldn't have been allowed to move until the hunt started officially.
Yeah, but it definitely looked early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or maybe because it's a posh hotel, they've got a separate breakfast room.
Yeah, possibly. But, I've stayed in a lot of hotels, and as soon as breakfast time hits, there's people milling around, there's people checking out. There's a lot going on normally.
So in Basildon, Dionne and Saffron prepare to go to Danica's. Myron turns up in the most subtle car possible, a convertible, which is so not comfortable for the camera guy. You can almost hear him groan when he sees the convertible turn up. Just going, oh God, how am I going to fit in that?
And that's where one of them says, it's worth the risk. Well, no, it's not, is it? No.
Yeah, if you ever hear a fugitive say this is worth the risk, it's not worth the risk.
No.
HQ prepare an operation to intercept them at Danica's and put everyone on monitoring. Armani's got Find My Friends on her phone, which means they can see exactly where she is, and that is currently at Danica's.
Oh, Armani. Is this a sequence where they don't know what day it is and he says it's Saturday?
Yeah. I mean, they'd already established the party was on Saturday.
Yeah, so it can only really be one of two Saturdays, can't it? So either we're talking, again, the same weekend. This is still Father's Day weekend, which seems most likely, or this is like the 20th of June and they're like quite far in at that point. So
I think it's Father's Day.
yeah, it feels like there was a lot going on over that one weekend, wasn't there?
This is why they need 7 ground hunter teams, obviously.
If you think about it as well, Alpha were not involved in the Birmingham stuff anyway.
Nope.
Plus, if you're going to have a get-together around that time of year anyway, it probably is going to coincide with Father's Day.
Yeah, it
You
makes
can have
sense.
some sort of family party.
Yeah, but that's just so much happening. We've got the dead drop going on. We've got the Father's Day with the decoys. We've got this going on. That's a busy weekend.
I think the dead drop was probably early. I think it was probably sort of first thing. Because if that girl was going to Comic-Con, that probably started about 10 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, and they'd want to do it early mornings so that they can film easier in the library as well, won't they? They want the minimum amount of public as possible, really.
So they probably warned them about the dead drop the night before and said, you've got to decide whether you're heading towards Birmingham now or not. So they got the information on day 10, I reckon. And then the dead drop itself is on day 11. And it was probably only available that day because, they're not going to leave a book unattended with £10,000 in £50 notes there.
Oh, God, no. There's someone from production not very far away from that.
Yeah, someone's watching from across the circle there.
I would actually guess, logistically, for the dead drop, that the book was not there until they knew a fugitive was in the library.
Yeah, quite likely.
It was probably just planted on the shelf by a member of production, probably with some sort of security detail hidden behind a shelf. Because whilst £10,000 is not that much money for them to transport, really, it's a big old liability for the production company.
Yeah. Imagine if some random member of the public just wanders up, picks up the book.
Well, exactly.
So good.
But yeah, I think it most likely was the dead drop day that they got caught here.
Feels like it.
Which means a very busy day for HQ.
And also, didn't you say that Doug wasn't working that day and he's not in this episode? So.
Yeah, Doug wasn't working that day, he says. So it would line up. He came back in on the Sunday, he said. So yeah, I suspect it probably was. So Alpha park outside Danica's and Myron spots a Volvo as he drives past and they tell him to get out of there. They want to get a stranger's phone to call Armani to arrange a vehicle swap. And obviously, HQ get an intercept on it and they know that they've been blown.
So frustrating. Stop ringing people!
Armani's friend Hayley then turns up to take them somewhere safe, and she's also bought them supplies, including 70 sausages.
70 sausages. Go nicely with that chips.
There are far worse snack food items than cocktail sausages.
Oh, God, they're great.
And Armani rings Hayley to pass on instructions, and they get the details for her. It's pinging ANPR, and Alpha, and Bravo, and Echo are right behind them. Again, those teams were not involved in Birmingham, I think.
At this stage, why doesn't Armani just join Hunted HQ? I mean, oh, quick, guys, there's a possibility that we might not have a link. Don't worry, I'm on it. I'll just call Hayley just to make sure.
Don't worry. I know you've not caught anyone for a few days. This is the time. So Armani's plan is for Saffron and Dionne to lay low at her friend Kate's flat in North London, and Alpha spot the Mini going the other way, and HQ get another intercept call from Armani to Kate, and they know that if they find Kate, they will find the fugitives. Just in case they didn't find Kate, though, Armani arrives at the flat with Find My Friend still on.
With a big sign that she's had made saying, "Fugitives here."
Oh, God.
Hayley confirms to her as well that she saw the black Volvo, and then HQ do just look at Find My Friend and go, yeah, that was easy, wasn't it?
It's just ludicrous at this point. This is the team that's evaded them twice at Stansted Airport.
It's a good job that Doug wasn't in. He wouldn't have had anything to do, bless him.
He wouldn't.
Maybe that's why they just decided to plan this capture for that day. It's like, yeah, we don't actually need Doug that day. You can have a day off.
Yeah, it'll be fine. Just give Agent Armani a call.
So the teams are positioned at all the likely exits. Alpha knock on the door in the hope of flushing them out the back. They try hiding in the flats, the really subtle place of by the side of the couch.
I love the fact that she pulled her glass in. It's like, oh, that'll give us away.
They can't move, and Dionne doesn't think that they know it's this flat. However, Echo and Bravo just arrive at the flat and peer in the windows. They know.
Surely they don't know it's this house. Why would they not?
They are told that they are surrounded and HQ hope for a surrender, and they know it's all over. And they open the door, and Charlotte and Paul officially capture them with the correct catchphrase.
Yeah, well done. They've been very good on this series.
We're, 5 for 5 on the correct catchphrase so far.
And, as we predicted many episodes ago, They get a lovely, gentle capture. It's, you know, we're happy to go home. We've had a great experience.
Yeah. It's not her phone she misses, it's her family and friends.
Oh.
And you know what? I did really like this team. I love the whole idea of a mother and a daughter, and they seemed really good. They weren't screaming and yelling at each other like they do on Mother Daughters on Amazing Race, but they were really good. But one of them said, "We did our best." No, you didn't do your best, but I love you as a team, but you really did badly in this episode.
I mean, to be fair, they were doing all right. If they weren't related to Armani,
Yeah.
they might have been okay.
The one thing that it's also worth pointing out here is 7 fugitives left on the board, and only one of them's a woman. Marie is
Yeah.
last woman standing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hunted has a problem with female fugitives.
Yes,
Yeah.
we've known this, haven't we, though? And
Yeah.
also
Yeah,
Amazing
we point this out
Race.
every year.
Every year.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what it is, because I think Emma and Jenny were a strong prospect.
Mm.
For example, I think they're probably one of the stronger female teams we've seen, but still, again, a female team has never won Hunted. Not in the UK.
Oh, God.
Bring back Emily.
Yeah. It would be interesting, actually, because it's 10 years now.
Mm.
I do wonder whether they would consider coming back.
That would be so good. I still think they were probably one of my favourite teams.
Because she never... she had some problems afterwards, didn't she? She didn't enjoy her time.
No, she had a few problems. It'd be great. They should do All-Star Hunted. Would be so good.
Yeah.
Yes.
When I say a female team has never won, I am obviously discounting the first series where there was no money involved.
There's no
Before
prize.
someone writes in.
Yeah. They've never won any money on this game.
I know what people are like. I will get messages, and it will be about 2 weeks late for me to actually do any corrections. So there's your correction.
There's your correction. Oh, wow. If we did All-Star Hunted, who's coming back?
Well, Rob would bite their hand off to do it. I think Nick would be very fun. I think Io would be very fun.
Yep.
I mean, you've got to have Dr. Ricky back.
You've got to, haven't you? I think you'd have to. He's probably still in that bothy.
Probably. Who else would we want to see back?
Bit of water skiing.
Yeah. The problem I think we'd have is if you have too many winners coming back, they would potentially tarnish their legacy. And I say this a lot about All-Star Series anyway.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think there would be a danger in certain people coming back of ruining their good reputation.
I want Canal Lady to come back. What's her name? The one who jumped in the canal.
That was the same woman as the water ski, wasn't it?
It was the water ski.
It was. Yes. Sorry.
I can't remember her name anymore.
Beginning with A?
Oh, God. We really should know this as well. That's awful.
No, it's been a long time.
Hamish and
We've been doing
Michaela.
this for a decade. Hamish and Michaela, that's it. Yeah. Yeah, they should come back. They were fun.
I think there would be more value, appropriately for the day that we're recording this being Vid and Renaissam's premiere day, in not bringing back any winners as much as we love some of them, and giving people a proper second chance rather than allowing winners to potentially tarnish their legacy.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I just want the most fun characters to come back.
Yeah, we want the personality choices, obviously, but I think, say Shardo came back and got caught on day one, I think that would ruin all the good work that she did last series.
Mm-hmm.
I think there is a value in potentially people going, you know what, I've got nothing left to prove.
Yeah.
As hard as it is to turn down the opportunity to win another share of $100,000 or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, Alex would be back. I presume Bob would be as well.
Yeah, that would be great.
So, final segment of the episode is Steve and Chris then. Daisy has been analysing their social media. They're prolific. Chris's purpose is about mental health, and he has a charity, and they identify a link with Darren, who works with Chris. Foxtrot are sent to Hebden Bridge to Rattler's Cage.
Yeah, this does not feel good.
No.
Steve and Chris are in York, asking to borrow a phone to give Darren a call. They're planning on heading to Manchester tonight and looking for someone to stay with. They've been friends for 20 years. Guiding Steve is an interesting experience. It's like giving someone instructions who doesn't want to receive them. They're both very childish and immature. And Terminator Craig and Welsh Paul visit Darren, and he hesitates when asked when he spoke to Chris last. He's a terrible liar, and Craig spots that he's been trying to book them a hotel, a travel lodge in Ancoats.
Which is not good because
link.
And he can't contact them to tell them not to go there. Like, oh, it's so bad.
there is a non-zero chance I will be walking past that travel lodge tomorrow.
Yeah. Did you come when I did Beat the Frog at the Frog and Bucket?
I did indeed.
That's where I stayed.
So when Ant did Beat the Frog at the Frog and Bucket Comedy Club in Manchester, that is 4 or 5 doors down from that travel lodge,
Yep.
Oh, wow.
if that.
Yep.
Also, when they go to Oxford Road Station, that is very, very close to where Series 3 started in St. Peter's Square.
Mhm.
It is also very, very close to where I was working at the time, as in, you can see the building from that station.
Question.
Answer.
If you were
Mm.
him and the hunters had just left, for me, I would get in my car straight away and try and get there before the hunters to warn. Would you?
Mm.
It's a good idea, but I suspect his car would have been on monitoring and his phone.
Yeah, but the hunters would know, oh, he's trying to warn them. And if they know where he's going anyway, and they're going there too, you try and get there before him. Even if you could get there a minute before the hunters, you could maybe get them going in another direction.
There's a danger for the hunters with that sort of information that it's not 100% true. If he starts heading towards Ancoats, they know it's true.
Yeah. Yeah. It's about an hour.
Yeah, but if he actually did book that for them, the hunters don't know for certain. But if you know that that's where they're going, wouldn't you go and try and get there before them?
What I would do is I would ring the hotel or ring someone I know nearby to go to the hotel and say, if Steve and Chris turn up, tell them to turn away because the hunters have found them. I think you've got to keep separate because the hunters don't know for certain that they're going to be staying
Yeah.
at that travel lodge in Ancoats
Yeah,
or on Great
okay,
Ancoat
yeah.
Street.
Yeah, I think that's a good shout. Ring the hotel and say, I've booked this room. You can easily describe them. So when they come to check into this room, tell them room and I'll pay for the room anyway, so don't worry about it.
As soon as Darren starts heading towards that location, they know it's 100% true. And that's more dangerous than anything because that is a then guaranteed lead for the hunters to pick up Steve and Chris with.
But the problem is the hotel might not tell them. You know, the front desk might have 4 different
Yeah.
people that day, and they're not going to
Yeah.
pass on a message
That's
like that.
why I would get someone I know who lives nearby to stand in the lobby and wait for them.
I don't have enough crazy friends to do that. If I said to a friend, I need you to stand in a hotel lobby for me to do this, they'd go, what the hell are you on?
But
No.
also it's like it's Studentville around there. There's a lot of people around Great Ancoat Street in Manchester. You'd have a contact somewhere in the city of Manchester, I would guess. Certainly closer than the hunters are. That's the key thing. Because Hebden Bridge is in the middle of nowhere, and it is,
Mm-hmm.
it's at least an hour away, as Ant said. So you've got an hour to try and work out something and get someone to that location. And it's not that difficult to get to if you're in the centre of Manchester.
Look, if you told me to do something like that, sure, I'd be there. I'd do it.
Yeah, but
But
you're
I don't know
nuts.
about half my friends.
Especially if it's a work colleague thing as well. If they work in mental health, they
Yeah.
probably have a lot of contacts,
Mm.
certainly in the city centre, who can go,
Yeah.
can you do me a favour and just go and hide these guys in your flat for an hour or whatever?
Yeah.
Keep an eye on the travel lodge.
It will help my mental health if you do that.
Yeah. Like, that's all it required is someone to go to that travel lodge, intercept Steve and Chris, or even wait on the street outside and go, Steve and Chris, you need to go.
Yeah.
And have a flat nearby or something to go, do you want to watch the hunters arrive? Because that then also fulfills another one of the requirements for fugitives on the run of decoying the hunters and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So you can spin that into something good. The escape might still be a bit difficult, but you can spin it into something good, I would say.
I hope they escape.
Well, the next time kind of suggests they do.
That's good. I'll be watching it in about 10 minutes.
Me too.
So they pull up at the Carleen Memorial bus station, and the hunters are right behind them. Steve is spooked and worried they might be leaving a footprint, and Welsh Paul goes into the travel lodge to show the mugshots.
But then in next time, we get a scene of them sat somewhere else with the "You've got to get out of Manchester," which is a bit spoilery. You can do better than that. There's no need. You don't have to have that clip in there. Just leave them out of the next time when if you've ended an episode on a cliffhanger of a pair of fugitives. Don't show in the next time that pair of fugitives. That's really simple.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. So, next time, the farmers impersonate Ray, Steve and Chris make a call, and Sean and Marie get separated.
That could be interesting.
Yes, it could. And this is obviously the last episode where I have prior knowledge.
Yeah.
So what do you think is going to happen next week then? Or in 10 minutes when you watch the next episode?
Steve and Chris get a narrow escape, I suspect. I don't know what happens to them next. Farmer Boys are going to do more skipping through fields. So, yeah, I'm not sure we'll get a capture in the next episode, but that's my thoughts.
Unless it's Sean or Marie. Unless it's
Yeah, one of them, maybe. Yeah.
I will say, just as a tease, the Sean and Marie stuff is insane.
Okay,
good.
They are a good, 20 minutes of that episode, I think.
Ooh, nice.
From having zero content from them in the first few episodes, we get a lot of Sean and Marie next time.
Cool.
Lovely.
So, thank you for listening to our Hunted recap. We'll be back this time next week to recap episode number 6. Don't forget you can contact us on pretty much every social media platform that isn't TikTok, where we are RTV Warriors, or you can email us at contact@rtvwarriors.com. Anthony's on the artist, formerly known as Twitter at Bullsboy. Michelle is Beth333333333, and I'm MJ Harmstone. We'll see you next week for episode number 6, but for this week, your time on the run is over.
Bye.
Bye.